Hey everyone, it's Nathas. Merry Christmas Eve. So I'm actually home with COVID right now. So basically, I thought it would be fun to do a campaign stream to celebrate a little bit of Christmas Eve, because right now I kind of can't really do too much else. What I've done is I've decided to build a Christmas Fire Fist deck. I think it's going to be silly, and I'm interested to see how I can do in the campaign. So basically, my goal here was to try to play a double Fire Fist, where the entire goal is trying to deal as much as I possibly can with Fire Fist Uranti. So the Mystic and the Breaker could both buff your Urantis. The Venerable Razor Tooth is just a creature that's got a little bit of power. Um, we got an Arrogant Hunter, a Steel Plate to help replace stuff. We have a Betrayer Fire Fist with a Mystical Tangle Sprout, which could kind of buff a Torgmai Guardian, a new Pterodon Mauler, and a Venerable Bears, which are just bodies. And then our spell package can either buff your creatures with a Burnout. We got Conflagrate. We've got an Everflame Aura to ready our Fire Fists. We've got Ice Storm, Pyre Song, which goes well with your Fire Fist Urantis. Stone Skin, which could be a nice little buff. Lead the Charge, Lysian Rain, and Vine Lash. So this is the deck that we're going to be playing, and we're going to go through and do a campaign with it and see what kind of upgrades we get for the deck, and if this could handle the different campaign levels that we can see. So that's what we're doing today. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll get it going. So we're going to play against Reclusa. So that's right now in the alpha client, the only campaign run that we have at the moment. So we've got three options. So whenever we play a spell, play a gizmo. That's interesting because there are a lot of spells in my deck. So that might be one we go for. We've got at the start of our first turn, create and play a level 2 quest 1. So I don't think whatever this is works yet, so I'm not going to pick this route. When one of my minions comes into play, a blast 2. So I learned yesterday that when something blasts, it's when it enters, it deals 2 damage to the opposing creature. Otherwise, it deals damage to the enemy player. So right now, I think that playing a gizmo is the most advantageous for this Fire Fist route, because I could basically play a gizmo off a spell, play a Fire Fist Uranti, and get a little buff. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, so now our options are Oros. So each turn, Oros gives +1 attack to each creature that has decreased health, or Ironbeard. Ironbeard's creatures come into play with 2 armor for the turn. I think the Oros will be a little more challenging because I'm trying to do ping damage, so that'll buff its creatures. So let's try Oros. Let's see if we can get through this first level with our Fire Fist Uranti deck. Alright. So being on Forge, I think Torgmai Guardian is a good card for this deck just because the Fire Fist Urantis enter in the back row. So we're going to start with a Torgmai Guardian and kind of go from there. Okay. So our Armored Decayosaur is going to potentially trade, but will likely kill the Guardian. At this point, the Asperian Steel Plate can push additional damage if I level it. I think at this point, I'm just going to let it be a body to let these trade and then see what the opponent does or what the AI does to try to block it or let it live. Alright, so we're pushing 4 damage in. The AI here just left the Shifting Raptor in an empty lane. So we got a Fire Fist Uranti, so we're definitely going to be playing that this turn. I technically could damage itself to Everflame Aura, but I think I want to keep the Everflame Aura leveled down. I think we're going to start by playing the Fire Fist Uranti in an empty lane. And we are going to see what the client does and go from there. So we've got a hunter here. Okay. So I have my own hunter. I don't think there's a big benefit to trying to play it because of the fighting, although I could trade with some cards. Ice Storm's not horrible. So if I Ice Storm and then I could kill the hunter immediately after, it's not horrible to have that leveled either. So I think that's what we're going to do here. I'll take a bit of damage, but That'll help the Fire Fist moving forward. I feel like it's kind of greedy. So maybe I just do the Tangle Sprout instead, because that'll be a nice little buffer for later in the game. This will live through a turn. It'll kill that next turn. Yeah, you know what? Even though this isn't the right move, this is the move I'm going to take. So we're going to Fire Fist here. We're going to activate. We're going to deal 1 to that. All right, so at this point, I think I like Unstable Breaker is interesting because if I play it, I buff the health, and then I ping it. That'll deal some damage across the board, and then I can lead the charge and ping it again. So I think that's what we're going to do. And the question is which row. So if I give it +2, it's going to die no matter what. So I guess we'll just drop it here. We're giving 2 attack. I guess if they go to block it, it'll be nice to have attack on the Fire Fist, even though pushing damage is nice. Yeah, I think just to stay on theme, we're going to play the other Fire Fist. So at least upon damage, everything's going to basically take a ton off the unstable. Too bad I haven't leveled up this Pyre Song, so that would be really nice right here. And I've got to deal 5 to a creature. I think we're going to have to just kill this Leyline Vermin. Alright, so we're going to deal Cardboard Newt here with the deal 5 to the Fire Fist. That's not a bad call. We're going to deal damage here and Pyre Song it. So I don't really have too many other ways to get rid of it. Hold on, what? Did I miss that? Oh yeah, it buffed. I don't remember what it buffed from. Alright, so if that's the case... Actually, let's look at the logs. I wasn't paying attention there. Oh, the shapeshift. Okay, there we go. Sometimes those Forgeborn abilities could be really quick. So at this point, maybe we Mystical Tangle Sprout to give a buff. We could Steadfast Mystic if we really want. I think this will be better to level for later. Like, I'm just playing this to really do the best I can on the Fire Fist later in the game. So if that's the case, we're going to drop Mystical Tangle Sprout. If I do this here, that'll kill that. Then we'll do 1 damage there. And then I guess I technically could deal the 5 in Pyre Song. Likely that's what I'm going to do after this. We'll see what it plays. Which, it's a stout. I'm okay taking the 5. So we'll deal 5 damage here. We're going to Pyre Song the Leyline Vermin. Oh yeah, that plays me a Gizmo. I forgot about that part of the game because I haven't played any spells. So that's one of my upgrades for my deck. So if I click here, Workshop is whenever I play a spell, play a Gizmo. Maybe I should be playing more spells. Alright, so that's what we'll start with here. Alright, I could say pretty immediately just from playing this game so far, I will say that this deck is slow. It's fun already, but it's definitely slow, so it's going to struggle during some of the later games of the campaign. That being said, we definitely want to drop the level 2 Fire Fist and kill that War Tusk. I guess because we're probably going to lead to charge it, I'll drop it here and let it kill that. So I'm going to deal 2 damage here to the War Tusk. I'm going to give my Yeti +2/+2. And then... Actually, hold on. If I don't, I could deal damage to my Yeti to Everflame Aura it for free. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Let's be greedy. So we'll ready it. We'll play a Gizmo. We're going to deal 2 damage here. And then we're going to give it +2/+2. Alright, so now at this point, might as well lead the charge our Yeti. We could play a Gizmo, which I'll play over this one just to push a little extra damage. And we'll deal 2 damage here. Although, you know what? We're going to undo a little bit because I think that, well, might as well just kill the Raptor. Let's not be greedy. So we'll Gizmo here. So then next turn we could just deal 2 extra damage and kill the Raptor. Oof. Alright. That my other herd was real nice. We have another Fire Fist Uranti, so obviously we know what we have to play. So I'm going to start with the Torgmai Guardian over the Gizmo, and then I'm going to play the Fire Fist over here, so I could just kill. So we're going to activate, deal 2 here. We're going to activate, deal 1 to the Basher. And then, am I buffing anything in the moment? This will go to 9, so this is going to die either way. I guess we might as well buff this one. I want it to live real bad. There's no reason to use it yet. We'll do it after. Alright. So we're going to Fire Fist here. That'll buff. We're going to kill that Stout Raptor. Or not the Stout Raptor, Arrogant Raptor. And we're going to buff our Torgmai Guardian at this point, because that's the only thing that's actually going to be dealing damage. Alright. So we've got a lot of ways to... I guess Conflagrate is not bad here, because I've got 2 mages. Part of me wants to level this Everflame Aura just so it's got as much power as possible. I think Lead the Charge is not bad either. What do I have as my ability? +6 to move it to any lane. So I'm saving my ability for if I draw level 3 Fire Fist. I think at this point, if I use the Conflagrate first, I could just kill both things on the board. So that's what we'll do. And then we'll see what the AI does here. Oof. Alright, 7 health to that's not good. But I'm glad I killed that when I could. So at this point, I think I want to use my Everflame Aura just so I get it leveled up. Because it'll be really... Actually, we're in cycle 3 now, so I can only draw it one more time. So we are going to Everflame Aura here, and I'm going to do it on this one. Alright, let's see what we get. So I think we're going to start with this Mystical Tangle Sprout. Just so we have the ability. Oof. Well, I wasn't paying attention there. What happened? Might of the Herd. All right, that's pretty strong here. So Mystical Tangle Sprout's pretty important here. I think we're going to go Tangle Sprout over the Gizmo. And then we are going to... So if I give the Unstable Breaker +4/+4, then I could hit it twice, deal 4 across the board, and then it's going to deal damage again. So we'll deal 6 across the board. It's not the perfect scenario, but it's what I'm going to do. Alright, so we're going to play an Unstable Breaker. I guess we'll buff this, so at least we kill that Basher. Then I'm going to activate, make this a 7/7. I'm going to deal 2 across the board to my enemy creatures. 2 more here. And after combat, everything is going to take 2 more. Alright, so we did not see our level 3 Fire Fist here during this cycle, which is a little disappointing, but at this point, we're just going to try to push what we can. So I'm going to start with this Vulnerable Bear. And I'm going to buff it just so I have more bodies on the board that can push damage. Alright, well this is actually pretty advantageous for me. So I'm going to deal damage here. I'm going to burn out. I don't have a choice. I have to play a Gizmo. That's interesting. So if I have to play the Gizmo, I guess we're going to drop it here. Actually, at this point, we might as well drop it so I can push a little bit. But that's something I got to keep in mind now, that when I play a spell, I have to play a Gizmo. So it's a nice little benefit, but it could end up being a little bit of a curse. So we get the Whirlwind here just to push extra damage, so there really shouldn't be any reason why I don't win through this turn. Alright. So that was definitely kind of stressful, I will say, because I was not able to push a ton of damage. It was a lot of defenders slowly dealing damage. So it's interesting to see how this is going to go for the rest of the campaign. So now we have 2 choices. Either one, at the end of the turn, there's a 50% chance to replace all of your Wisp minions with Oakfather minions. This is hilarious, but I only have 1 card that makes Wisps in my deck. So we'll see what the other benefit is. So at the start of the game, all players get -15. Oof. So for me, I want to go to the long game. So I am going to do this Hatching Wisps, and that might actually make me prioritize playing my Lycian Rain a little bit more, because that way I'll be able to get potentially Oakfathers out of nowhere. Alright, so now we've got 2 options. Either Summoning Muthral, so we'll start at the 4th cycle. Muthral has played Zombie Synergies. That seems pretty fun. And then the enemy modifier, Muthral Zombies come into play with an additional 3 health. Or we've got Adept, Battling the Mages. The Adept plays a free spell whenever the player's creature dies. So that's pretty fun as well. Part of me wants to play against Muthral, just because Muthral is silly, and because we're going to get to 4th cycle, we might actually see the Muthral flip against me. So I think this is what we're going to do, because my deck that I'm playing is very slow. And I really, really want to... If anything, I kind of want to lose to Muthral right here, because that would be pretty incredible. But here, I think I'm going to start with just a Fire Fist Uranti and pass. Alright, so Sigmund Fraud gets +3. That's not ideal for me. I'm going to need to be able to kill it soon. If I do the Venerable Bear, because everything is zombies for Muthral, I could basically trade. Although if I do Venerable Razortooth and then deal 1 to it, and then next turn I deal another, I think that's going to be my way to go. So we're going to go Razortooth. We're going to deal 1 to bring it to 6. So then after my next turn, I'll just immediately kill that. All right, there's no doubt that I have to go for this. I should probably play it second, just so it lives. So the first thing we're going to do is just kill that. Or is it? Because I do need to start leveling this Pyre Song. That's already been used. So I think we are going to start and just kill the Scourge Hydra, because later in the game, this could be very strong for me. Then we're going to go Gizmo here. All right, we're playing for that 50-50. So right now, like I said, my upgrade here is Hatching Wisp. So at the end of my turn, there's a 50% chance to replace all of my Wisps with Oak Fathers. So we'll see if we get this Oak Father right here. We did not. Okay, so this Utardon Mauler could be interesting this turn. I definitely want to level my other Fire Fist. So if we do this first, I could kind of make a decision from there. So the question here is, can you use Everflame Aura on a non-exhausted creature? Yes, you can for free. It's more advantageous to exhaust it first, just for the sake of being able to get the second activation, but you can. Also, Cardboard Newt is just saying, gotta play all the dinos. We'll see. I feel like there's just other cards I really need to level in my hand here. So I guess the first thing I want to do is I definitely need to kill this slime so my Fire Fist lives. And I guess we're going to go Fire Fist around to here. We're going to go 1. So this is going to be 4 off the Conflagrate. Actually, I don't think there's any removal in this deck. We'll find out. I'm not going to use these yet. We'll see if I get punished. Alright, we just got Dissy Siphoned. Alright, so we're going to be able to kill 2 things. So this is getting 2 buffs, so I could kill this here. We can kill both of these. We're going to get a Gizmo. And then we're going to activate to deal damage here. And then might as well. Alright, so we did a free Everflame Aura as well, just so we could fill up some Gizmos on the board. And a Rune Scarred Pit. And it's in the back, so at least my Fire Fist will live for 1 more turn. Alright, let's see if we win the Oak Father roll this time. So we got a 50% chance this turn. We did it! Alright, so we are going to try to live the dream. The first card we're going to play here is just kill our opposing zombie. Then I'm going to leave this one undone for now. I think we're going to start with Elysian Rain, just to be able to play 2 Wisps and buff my minions. So I have to play a Gizmo, so I'm going to play it over the one that I've exhausted. And 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess we're gonna deal 1 damage over here. Oh no! The Bone Scythe Reaver, I was not ready for that. Alright, but we're just gonna burn out here. Buff my board. I have to play a Gizmo, so we're gonna drop it here. And I could deal 5 damage to something. There's no reason to do it now off Forge. Alright, let's see if this turns into an Oak Daddy. It does. Alright, so at this point I kind of really want the AI to play something right here for my Ice Storm. So if I play a spell here, I guess maybe I just want to kill this zombie and get a buff here. It'll only take 3. That's what we'll do. We're going to Stone Skin. That'll also get me a Gizmo. Oh, man, that Scourge Hydra was brutal. We do get to kill everything with the Ice Storm, though. Alright, double pit. That's not ideal either. Alright, I need at least 1 Fire Fist this turn, because I really want to get to the level 3. 2 would be pretty nice. Alright, we got 1. That's not too bad. Alright, so we're going to be able to deal 2 damage. Where do I need to hit this? Because I'm also going to be able to do 5. I think I want the Fire Fist to go here, just for the sake of being able to do some removal. And then I haven't removed anything, so I don't need to use my ability yet. But I think I might anyway. I'm just going to deal... no, I'm not. I'm just going to pass here and hope for the best. Alright, so we're going to start with the Conflagrate. So I'm able to deal 4 across the board. We're going to go 4. We're going to go 4 and 4. We could play a Gizmo, which is going to go here. And I could deal 5 damage to a creature, which is going to kill this one. Then I could deal 2 damage, which I'm going to do here. Alright, so that's all my moves for this turn. Like, granted, I wanted to play that Pterodon Mauler, but it's just not in the cards for this part of the game. Alright, so I do have 1 shot now at a level 3 Fire Fist through this cycle. And we did it. We did it. Alright, and we've got the Whirlwind too, so we're going to start going. We're going to have a lot of fun this turn. So we're going to start by replacing. Give it +2/+2. We're going to then Whirlwind to give it +6. We're going to deal... Oop, and we get a Gizmo. I'll drop the Gizmo... probably... here... here. Oh, I have to move the Yeti. That's what it was. Oops. That was a mistake. Alright, so we gotta... Oh, wait, no, that's what it was. No, we were right. Because I didn't do the Everflame Aura yet. So we're going to do this, and we move the Yeti. So the Yeti is going to go here. I want that to live. Alright, so we're going to deal 2 damage to the zombie, just to get it off the board. We're going to deal 12 to face. And then we're going to pass here. We're going to Everflame Aura the Yeti. We're going to make a Gizmo, which we're going to drop here just in case they play the Runescarred Pit. And then we're going to go 17 to the face. It did get Runescarred Pit. It did replace itself for whatever reason. Oh no. Muthral, I forgot about that ability. Oh, the greed has gotten to me. Destroy one of your zombies to give an enemy creature -13, -13. Oof, alright. Now we've got to play a fair game. So we can do 8 and 4 across. I could do 6 damage to the face. I think we're going to start by 6 across the board. I'll save this for second. Let's just kill that. Alright, so now we go here, here, here. And done. Drop the Gizmo and kill that. At least I got to partially live the dream with that level 3 Yeti. Alright, so now we've got another level 2, so we could kind of start picking away at the board. Or picking away at my opponent, I mean. Here. I'm still just going to lead the charge. Why not? Well, no, that's not going to push enough damage. We're just going to try to push. Oh, it's actually blocking. No, that's good. Oh, that summoning Muthral ability here, keeping destroying stuff is really good. Oh no. This is going to be hard now. So what do we've got? Destroy a creature with decreased. So I think we Guardian. We're off Forge. This is not going to kill anything. I think we Torg my Guardian here, and then we chump whatever else we got to chump. Alright, so if we Steadfast Mystic, that at least lets a trade go here, and I take 8. And then I could next turn destroy that. So actually, I think we can't let that be aggressive next turn. So I gotta take 11. This is dangerous. Was this not decreased? Oh no, I'm a fool. Alright, so we're not gonna use that yet. I think what we have to start with. How do we do this and not die? 14. So I could basically kill this, which I have to do. Or actually, I think I have to kill this first, because if I don't kill the fraud, they just aggressive me. The only way to do that is if I Ice Storm now. My Gizmo, which I'll drop here just to block. Okay, now I've got to burn out just so I get 2 bodies. The other one's gonna go here. All right. This is the last turn. Well, that Infernal Ritual helps me. I think this AI wants me to win. We are going to Fire Fist, though, here first. So I'll make it a 6/6 and hope for the best. Or 6/14, I mean. Alright, we got there. I cannot believe it. I played a little greedy, and I did not think I was going to be able to make it out of this game alive. I cannot play as greedy as that I did for the next game. Alright, so we got 2 options here. So the first time one of my creatures with deploy comes into play each turn, I may repeat one of its deploy abilities. That's pretty sick. I don't have a ton of deploy, but I have a couple that buff attack. When I play a spell, upgrade a card. So I've found that I do not think this works. I don't think it worked in the past. This is pretty insane if it works. So we'll try it. We'll see if it actually upgrades anything. Or no, there was one that if you dealt damage, you upgrade a card. So I think we're going to do this because we want to play spells. All right, so I see Quake Man, so that's who we're facing. So we'll see what the other 2 are. So we've got the basics. Each turn, the basics heals its injured creatures for 2. We've got Rooted War Tusk. When Rooted War Tusk gains health, its creatures lose defender for the turn. And then Quake Man, it deals damage to all the creatures equal to the current cycle. So Quake Man is a hero. Probably the greatest enemy in the game. I gotta face him. Alright, so I think we gotta start with the body, just to get a body on the board. I do not want this Uranti Heartseeker to live. I think Stone Skin is what I want to upgrade here. So we're going to fight the Heartseeker. We're going to play a Gizmo. And we are going to upgrade Conflagrate, I think. Oop. That was weird. Hold on, let me just see if that works again. I don't think this is upgrading is going to work. Alright, so let's try the Focus Tea again first. So it says, drag a card from hand to upgrade. Huh. Yeah, I think this is not going to let me upgrade stuff, so I'm just going to report a bug real quick, and then we'll continue on, and I just won't get that bonus. So just remember, this is an alpha, so there are, excuse me, there are things that might not work fully as planned right now. So going to... Alright. So get that bug in so they could fix that after the holidays, and then, yeah, so it's not going to let me drag, so I'll just click on my thing, and then it'll just, I guess, fizzle. We'll get a Gizmo, and then be done for that turn. Ooh, a Stout Shard back. That's not ideal for me. Because now it's going to take a damage from Quake Man's ability and then deal 2 damage across the board. Well, that's not going to be good. Especially because, oh, okay, actually, we can get rid of it with the Pyre Song, which we have to do. We don't have another choice. Otherwise, my whole board's going to be killed. Let's try again. I like how it's like upgrade a card, but it lets me click on the creature on board instead. So I wonder if there's no creatures on board, if that is going to fizzle the game. We'll find out. Oof, all right. I'm probably going to be taking a lot of damage here. That's unfortunate. I don't really have another choice. So I have to deal it to the Mongosaur, because if it takes the 1, and it's going to take 1 immediately off of Quake Man, and then I could deal 1 more to it. Alright, so I'm going to have to deal at least 3 to the Rhymehorn Charger. I don't think I'm going to be able to use Lead to charge this turn. I want to upgrade the Guardian, because that card's really strong here. So I think we're going to go Guardian first. We'll see what gets played. Okay, that's interesting. I do use Lead to charge now. I lied. Oh, hold on. What just happened? So that Focus Tea just removed my creature. That's interesting. So that is being weird, whatever that ability is. I guess it now removed my opponent's creature. I don't like... So I guess what happened, is my guess, is that the ability Focus Tea is not matching whatever the text says. Now I want to see what the report states. So... Focus Tea, I targeted Thunder Stomper. Thunder Stomper was banished from play and lost to attack. That's an interesting bug report, or game log. I'm just going to report this too. So Focus... banished my... it... I think it might... I think it might banish a creature with decreased health or increased power. I guess we'll find out next time I could Focus Tea. I'm just going to kind of do a couple undos and see exactly what happens. But we're going to kill this Charger and see what Quake Man does. Wait, what? The Thunder Stomper that's dead just dealt damage to this. All right, so this game is getting a little wild here. But just remember, this is an alpha, so there are some things that they're still working out. Well, I think we might have crashed this game. Now that whatever happened... Oh, never mind. The tremor occurred. Now we're drawing hands. We're good. All right, we made it through. So I'm going to Lysian Rain here. I'm going to attempt to... Uh-oh, Focus Tea again. I'm like scared of Focus Tea right now. So I'm going to click this. Nothing got banished. All right, we're going to try this again. Let's see if it banishes. It does. Okay, so something weird's going on. I think it's the decreased health. We'll find out as we continue to Focus Tea. Oh, Thunder Stomper is still dealing damage to its own creatures. Yeah, alright, so after this game, We'll see how the rest of the campaign goes. I might need to start the campaign over again if it's gonna... Oh. No, Pyre Song won't let me... Oh, yeah, there we go. None. Oh, interesting. Okay, so Ankh thinks that it might be trying to upgrade a card if I click that isn't a minion to upgrade from the board. So if I try to upgrade the minion, obviously it's not going to try to upgrade, but it's only letting me upgrade a card from the board, not from hand, obviously. That's interesting. That seems like that could be it for sure. All right, we got our Oak Father off of that ability. Interesting. I think here we just need to do the big body. Uh-oh. Alright, so now the Stout Shardback has decreased health. I guess we're going to focus T it away. This feels like dirty. So we're going to not fight. We're going to upgrade this off the... No, it didn't go off the board. That's interesting. Alright, so we can't be greedy, so now let's make an actual play. So this is going to die no matter what. If I Unstable Breaker, they'll trade as long as this doesn't take damage. I guess I go 2 damage to the face. I'm going to hope for the best. What's our ability here? 5 damage to a creature. We're not doing that to the Shardback. Alright, so now my board's taken 2 from Quakeman. Oh my goodness, that Thunder Stomper that's already dead is killing its own creatures. So there's definitely a few bugs going on here, but we're going to continue this game. So we're going to drop the Fire Fist here, and we're going to lead the charge to Fire Fist because we're a monster. Let's see. Oh, no, so this one did upgrade it on the board. That's interesting. And now we're frozen. Oh, and now it's gone. So Focus T is OP, but Ben was right. So it looks like it tried to upgrade the card on the board. So unfortunately, we got a weird campaign upgrade here. So when you play a spell, upgrade a card, and it's actually upgrading my opponent's cards or my cards and just getting rid of them. So we've got crazy removal upgrade here. That's obviously just a bug that they're going to be fixing as part of the alpha. Oops. Oh, you're at the end of the deck cycle. I wasn't even paying attention to that because of all this Focus T. So I'm just going to let that 5 damage disappear. So everything on my board is going to take 3 because of Quakeman. Now we've got this Fire Fist Uranti. So that's what we're going to try to do is get the kill right here. So actually, before we activate, we're going to give it +6 and move it. We're going to deal 10 to Quakeman. We're going to deal 2 to Quakeman. Oops. Yeah, so Ankh just had a really good point. So likely the Focus T meant to say in hand, but because there was a typo on the Focus T, it's probably why that isn't... Oh, I'm a fool. If I dealt the damage to my own creature, I could have Everflame Aurored it immediately for the win. But yeah, so if Focus T said in your hand, it probably would work the way that it was supposed to. So here, I think we're just going to deal 2 and 2, or no, 3 and 3. So this will take 3. I guess we'll upgrade this away, but it won't upgrade this time because it's not on board. Actually, we'll push the 2. So we're gonna conflagrate here and here. And then we'll try to push 2 damage. So each of those are gonna take 3 on the start of the turn. Alright, so at least I could Pyre Song the board away. I won't be able to push any damage, but I guess we're going to just drop this first. And that is decreased. That's decreased. We'll see what that plays. We're going to deal 1. We're going to wipe the board. Uh-oh, now I have to upgrade my own thing. Oh, I should... No, oh, I guess that one lives because it's already upgraded, maybe? I don't know. Focus Tea is unpredictable. Alright. So all my stuff's taken 3 from that Tremor for Quakeman. At this point, Elysian Rain. And then for Cardboard Newt, we're going to Utard on Mauler. I thought about not playing it out of spite. Alright, so we've got probably, I think, 2 more encounters left. So I'm going to keep this one going, even though part of me just wants to quit it because of the fact that Focus Tea is kind of weird. So we got either the start of your first turn, create and play a level 2 Tempest God Shrine, or one of your creature gains attack, deal that much damage to the enemy player. We're going to do this one. So we got 2 choices here. Either Guardian ZZYX, so at the start of the second turn of this cycle, it gains 50 armor for the turn. At the start of the third cycle, each deck, or at the third turn of each deck cycle, its creatures get +2 attack. And then Raging River for Underground River, so it's got Seasick. When a player's creatures move or are moved, they lose 2 health. So people who are watching, is there one that you would rather see? Because both of these are interesting. So I've been trying to play the most interesting of the options that are available. So we could either, whenever my stuff is moved, they lose 2 health, or lots of crazy modifiers. Alright, so Ankh mentioned that they remember Underground River being really annoying. Let's give it a go. So they always skip it. I feel like I'll try it. I'm interested to see how annoying it could be. Start of the first turn of each deck cycle, move enemy creatures to the lane 1 to the right if it doesn't have a lane to move to destroy it. Alright, so that is interesting. So that's its Forgeborn abilities. So at the first turn of each deck cycle, it's going to move everything across. So I definitely am going to want to have a way to make sure my stuff lives. So I'm going to play Torg my Guardian first. So it's got 4 armor. I'm going to play an Unstable Breaker just so we're going to kill through. Oh, that's interesting. So I guess the ability was the first pack storyline event last year. That's really cool, because I didn't play in the first pack storyline. Alright, so we're dealing damage because my creature gained attack, so that's one of our upgrades. That's cool. So I'm glad to see that they're taking some of these pack storyline events and they're turning them into campaign options. All right, so we got the Fire Fioranti, so we have to play it. So if my stuff's potentially going to be moving, this has enough health where I think I want this to just, excuse me, go here. So at least it can move twice and still be generally high enough health. I'm not going to actually deal this damage yet. We'll see what comes about. So we've got an ice. I think I'm going to Ice Storm. The Mystical Tangle Sprout's nice, though, just to have it leveled in this deck. But I think I just want to get rid of that Everflame Phoenix. We'll play a Gizmo, which I'm going to drop over here. And then I guess we'll upgrade that Gizmo so we don't have any weird Focus T errors. We'll deal 1 damage to my opponent. And continue on. Ooh, this Epoch Hawk could start getting really annoying. Alright, so we are going to start with... I think I just need to get rid of this. So we're going to Pyre Song this away. We'll see if we could Focus T cheat again. Oh wow, so actually this Lycian Rain is going to be really nice to be able to deal a ton of damage. I just got to remember that this is the last turn, so I got to keep this lane empty. So I'm going to Lycian Rain over here, and drop the Gizmo that's coming in this lane. So we're going to go... Oh no, it's only 1 Lycian Rain, so we're going to go here. So we're going to drop the Gizmo here. We're going to Focus T just to upgrade something that's not going to upgrade. We get our Gizmo buff, our Guardian buff. Going to deal damage off of the Amulet upgrade. Got another Torgmai Guardian buff, and then we've got 3 more damages, or damage sequences to deal from all that additional power. So again, that's an upgrade here. Psionic Amulet. When one of my creatures gains attack, it deals that much damage to the enemy player. Alright, so we've done everything we can. Let's get into the battle phase. We're going to lose this Gizmo, but at this point, I just want to deal extra damage. So now everything moves. Everything is C6, so this is actually going to kill my Guardian. I forgot about that part. That's actually really strong. So I want to save this Pyre Song. So I think we're just going to start with the Mystical Tangle Sprout to buff this up a little bit. And then I got to remember I have 5 damage to a creature as well. Well, oof, that was pretty solid there. Alright, so we're going to deal damage there. We're going to Pyre Song both of those away. We're going to hit upgrade on that just so it doesn't get destroyed. And we got a Gizmo. And I'm going to save the Everflame Aura this time. So we're just going to kill this while we can. So I'm going to have to play Gizmo after my Lycian Rain. So we're going to drop here. And here. I'm going to drop my Gizmo back here as well. So that's nice with the Lycian Rain. 3 damage apiece is really, really solid. Alright, so I'm just dealing as much damage as I can right now. At this point, I guess we will lead the charge. Drop the gizmo here just so I get another buff. We'll just hit the upgrade things that's still not working, and then we're going to deal 2 damage to our opponent. We're going to deal 1 more, and then we're just going to get the win here. That one's actually probably the quickest win with this deck so far. I think it's just these upgrades are starting to really compound. So now we're about to get to Reclusa. So I do not think I'm going to be able to beat Reclusa with this deck, but we shall see. So when one of my minion creatures damages a player, it gets +4/+4. That's pretty solid because all the gizmos that this makes for free. The other option is when I play a spell, reanimate a random creature. Ooh, I have to do this. I have to Spell Slinger. Especially against Reclusa. It's going to fill the board. So for anyone who hasn't seen, Reclusa is aggressive. So I'll be surprised if I could win with this deck. I'm probably going to have to play this maybe not as Fire Fist centric as I have been. That's the only way. So you'll see why. But this also plays really quick. So I'll do my best to explain exactly what's going on. So I could actually play a creature, then I could use the burnout to replace the creature to reanimate it. So that's what I'm going to do, just for the sake of if I have to move it. I think here the Guardian's the best thing to play. And then we'll see what gets played. So I don't think I'm going to need to reanimate this. I'd rather get the buff. Yeah, I'm just going to not do that reanimation line because this won't get the +2 otherwise. So I have nothing to reanimate. I could play a gizmo. We could upgrade a card. Let's see if it does anything. It does not. And I'm going to deal 4 damage here because of the Psionic Amulet. Wow, it actually played 2 non-spider cards this first turn, which is interesting. So that's not usual. Alright, so here comes one of the spider eggs. So a spider egg, it makes one of these at the beginning of every turn. It's got Defender, and immediately at the end of the turn, replace this with a Spiderling minion. Now, Spiderling minions are destroy the opposing creature. So you have to either not have a creature opposing your spider eggs, or you're going to have to kill the spider egg before it does anything. So here, I think I have to go Fire Fist and kill this, kill the Doom Butcher. That's tough, because I also have this Pyre Song, which might be useful, especially for later, but the Conflagrate is also, it'll be able to kill nothing. So I think the Pyre Song will be able to at least remove one thing. Oof. I don't like my options here too much. We're gonna... I think we're gonna chunk, because if this dies, I could reanimate. Then we're gonna poke. The Demon, I think. Actually, yeah, that's fine, because then I could just redo that. Yeah, we're good. Well, actually, I saw Ben posted a... Uh-oh, this might be... Okay, so Grave packed it away. So now it might not be able to be the exact route I want to go, but it's still the right move. So Ben mentioned the Gizmo replacing the Fire Fist Uranti will then reanimate itself. So we're either going to get a Torgmai Guardian or a Fire Fist Uranti when I do my Pyre Song. But we definitely go Pyre Song. We're going to go Gizmo first. Oh, actually, wait. I'm a fool. Literally did the one thing I said I was going to do, or I didn't actually do it. So we're going to play the Gizmo over the Fire Fist. We're then going to reanimate a random creature. I'm going to drop it here just in case it's not the Fire Fist, which it's not. This will get +2. We're going to deal some damage, but I guess we'll try to upgrade this even though it's going to do nothing. And then... Alright, so not a horrible subset of events. So at least this now just kills the Butcher. This lives. So I like being able to reanimate here. I think we have to Stone Skin away the Spider Egg, and then I'll get a reanimate. Plus we're going to deal 5 damage too. So let's reanimate our random creature. Ooh, do we want to reanimate the Gizmo over it? No, we don't. Because we're going to maul our Gizmo. I might have underestimated this game with all the upgrades. I still think I just want to push damage here. So let's see, what did this do? It destroyed an enemy minion if you do play a Spider Egg minion, so that destroyed my spell sprite. So the Pterodon Mauler, if it goes over here, it's going to push the most that it can, and it hopefully will live. Alright. Yeah, Ankh mentioned Psionic Amulet seems broken with this deck. So much incidental damage. I would agree. There's just so much buffing that's happening that's just dealing damage to my opponent. I think I'd rather take the 5 than do anything else. Nothing's going to get buffed. Oh no, I will be able to buff this because this is going to live. And we deal 2 more. Alright. Let's see if we get any interesting... Okay, so I've got to take 6 or... Yeah, I'm just going to take the damage. So if I deal 1 here, I Everflame Aura it for free. That's going to deal 3 damage. And reanimate something. So I guess we'll reanimate here. We're going to play Gizmo. We're going to upgrade a card. We're just going to get that out of the way. I think we should actually be in a good spot to just win right here. So now if I deal damage, that goes to 2. And I've got to win with the Fire Fist. I could do it with the Elysian Rain. So we're going to deal damage from a creature entering in the back row. And then 2 to Reclusa. So that Psionic Amulet is the only thing that saved me. So we did it. So let's see what our end of deck upgrades are. So for reaching level 2, I get to pick one of these 3. So either I could give my Fire Fist Urantes +2 health, which is likely what I'm going to do. At the start of my game, my level 2 Forgeborn ability becomes deal 8 damage to a creature, which is pretty solid, instead of 5. And then I could also do, at the start of my game, the level 4 of Forgeborn ability becomes destroy up to 2 creatures with decreased health. I think I want to just upgrade my Fire Fist Urantes because that's the whole point of this deck. Granted, the Flame Strike upgrade is probably the better one, but I want my Fire Fist Urantes to get +2 health. especially because I have 2. So right now, they're still working on some of these upgrades. So right now, you get a gold card. So this isn't doing anything yet, but this is just a nice little upgrade I'm getting. So those are my upgrades for this deck. I would say I didn't get as much XP as I normally would in a campaign because I was just slower games, not a lot of combat damage, but we did make our way through and defeat Reclusa. So that is the campaign that I'm doing for this deck. Like I said, it was called Yuletide Fire Fist. So it's just a red-green double Fire Fist Uranti deck just to see if we can make it through the campaign. So I'm debating if I'm going to do one more run with either the same deck or a different deck, just because, again, I'm home with COVID right now, so I cannot really celebrate Christmas. So if I'm going to play, potentially might be worth streaming. So what I could do, actually, just to kind of show off the other side of this, I could play a deck that I've upgraded a bunch, just so you guys can see some of the crazy deck upgrades that could occur that you could kind of compound. And I'll run a quick... I'll run a quick campaign with that as well. So that's what we'll do just for the sake of it. This one's going to be a lot more aggressive and probably seem a little bit more unfair because I've leveled some of these decks a lot. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play a very minion-heavy Forge Seal Mantis deck, and I'm going to go through the campaign one more time because I've got a little bit more time until I need to start thinking about dinner. And also thank you, Ankh, for the Get Better Soon wishes. So basically, looking at this deck, I play the Nyx Nekia with make a Brute, make 2 Brutes, and then play a Mindless Zombie, give all your minions +6. It's got a Camouflage Fiend, a Cutthroat Reaper, which is basically removal, Fiend, Scourge Hydra. So we got the Spite Maiden to play free spells, and a Necromancer. Here we've got on the green half a Hibernating Bear, a Mystical Mantis, which makes minions, and obviously makes Brutes, a Regenerating Keeper, which buffs our beasts, which is Mantis, basically. Relentless Wanderers to make more minions, a Sated Bartok to buff your creatures, Shardplate Delver to push through Breakthrough. And then from the spells, we got Cersei's Call, which is a perfect minions card, a Dreadbolt, a Betrayer Lycian Rain, a Druid's Chant, Forge Seal, Lycian Rain, and Pax Blessing. So there's a ton of minion generation, a ton of like power buffing, and I've got some interesting upgrades on this so far, which we'll see in the campaign. So I'm going to start a new campaign, and you'll kind of see some of the initial upgrades we've got. So basically here, at the end of the deck cycle, I create and play a level 1 Soul Harvest. My Indomitable Fiends have Stealth. At the start of the game, my level 3 Forgeborn ability becomes create and play a level 3 Krogius. So there's a chance that we might see multiple level 3 Krogiuses hitting the board pretty consistently. My minions, when I play them, I get 2 armor this turn. Then my Scourge Hydra gets +2 health. So these are the upgrades that I've already collected on this deck. So no matter what happens, these are always here on the deck. So like I said, I wanted to play a deck that's been a little bit more upgraded, just so you guys can see some of the additional upgrades that you can get in some of the more upgraded decks as you continue. So again, we're still doing the same campaign. Alright, so we got 3 different potentials. So it's a Body Amulet to get attack, or whenever it gains attack, it gets 3 armor. When I replace a creature, give an enemy creature -3/-3, or my dinosaurs have Scientist, my scientists have Dinosaur. So I'm going to try the one that gives my enemy creatures -3/-3 when I replace a creature, just because there's a lot of minion generation. I think that'll kind of push through some very aggressive games. So Ironbeard is creatures come into play with 2 armor for the turn. We've got Nova with plays a Wisp at the empties, or one of her empties at the start of the game. And then we've got Nyx Nekia, which is Brain, starts with a Harvesting Ground in play. I'm going to try against Nova just because I've played against a zombie deck before, and we'll kind of go minion versus minion. Nova did get nerfed. Nova used to have a little bit of a stronger ability. Oh, interesting. Okay, so there is a little bug here too. So Druid's Chant says failed to create Druid's Chant. So that's something to keep an eye on. I wonder if this will work or not. So here I'm gonna start with a Lycian Rain, I think, just to get it upgraded. I'll get 2 armor, and then we'll see what this plays. I think I just Dreadbolt here. Now I'm going to prevent 2 and take 4. That's not too bad. So I've opened another Lycian Rain, or pulled another Lycian Rain here, so I definitely want to play this. Probably into a Cersei's Call just to level everything, but we'll see what my opponent plays here. So I could drop 2 zombies. That's probably the move. So I'm going to get 4 more armor here. So I'm not going to take any damage, and I get to level all my minion cards. Alright, so we're going to start with the Relentless Wanderers, and we actually have another Druid's Chant. That's interesting. So we had one that failed to create before, and now we have one that's actually the abilities of Druid's Chant. So I wonder how that's going to work. Well, I guess we'll find out. So in this case, I definitely want to level the Necromancer. Where do I put it? Well, that's a good point. I already forgot about the ability. Song mentioned don't forget to give -3/-3 on a replace. So that's actually really nice here. So I think I just want to be able to kill that. So we're going to replace here. We're going to give that -3/-3. I don't care if my Necromancer dies, because I'm going to be able to just upgrade 1 card with it, primarily, which is going to be Scorch Hydra, I think. And actually now this is basically removal on a stick. And now I get the Soul Harvester. So this is one of my abilities that I've got on the deck. I'm going to drop this in an empty lane. So Soul Harvester says, when a creature is destroyed, give this +2/+2. So it's really strong. So I think the first thing I want to do here is probably Dreadbolt, or I could go Sated Bartok and buff the minion, and then Dreadbolt second, and I could also kill something, so that's what we'll do. I'm going to go Sated Bartok here. I'm going to play a minion here. That's going to replace. So it's going to get +2/+2. I'm going to kill the bear. Yeah, we'll kill the bear. So now this is going to get +2/+2 because the creature has died. So the Soul Harvester is pretty wild. I also have the ability to make a Zombie Brood at some point, which I might do for my second play. Nothing to upgrade, but I'll just do this anyway. See, a Nova's Touch to replace something, but now I get to give another thing -3/-3. So we're going to kill the Wisp just so this could get even bigger. And then I'm going to go make the Brute. Just so I could give something else -3/-3. And then we're going to Dreadbolt. Give this +2/+2. So once you get a lot of upgrades on your deck, this could start getting really wild really quick in terms of what your deck can do. So you see every minion I'm playing, I'm getting armor, and now everything that I kill is just continuously making the Soul Harvester huge. So all those creatures that just died in combat are all making my Soul Harvester giant. So at this point, we'll upgrade something with the Necromancer. We'll go Fiend. I'm going to replace this Necromancer with a Relentless Wanderers, which will kill the Basher. That'll buff here. I'm going to save this ability for what my opponent plays. So it's a Mystical Ranger. I'm going to activate, replace this Wisp, Give that -3/-3. Get some armor, and then we've got Lycian Rain. So I'm going to do is I'm going to replace, get the buffs on my board. We're going to kill the Ranger. We're going to kill the Wisp. We're going to get a bunch of armor. We're going to make this Soul Harvester even bigger. We're doing 39, almost enough to kill my opponent. So at this point, I think I just Lycian Rain. There's nothing to kill, but now we're gonna. Do we just Cersei's Call here? Might as well. So I could just replace. So now we should have lethal. So again, this is just how silly this can be once your deck has a lot of permanent upgrades on it. So now I'm going to try to see which one seems like it's going to be the most difficult. So first of all, when one of my minions is destroyed, an enemy creature gets -2/-2. That's pretty strong. This is giving me a lot of minion-based upgrades right now. Beasts have aggressive. When one of my beasts come into play, it gets when this deals damage to an enemy player, I gain 5 health. Or when I upgrade a card, deal 5 damage to a creature or player. So we're going to get the minion ones. Just might as well make this as insane as possible. So Spiteful Minions it is. So now we've got either Rallying Captain, so its warriors get +1/+1 at the start of each turn, or Spring Dryad, which is each cycle, Spring Dryad gains health equal to the current cycle. So I think Spring Dryad is a little bit harder between the two, so I'm going to go for Spring Dryad here. So it starts by gaining a life. So here, similar hand actually to the first starting hand I had in the last game, but we definitely start with Lycian Rain. Just need to get that upgraded. Yeah, we're killing that Torg Guardian. Oh, nice. That's going to get a nice little slay here with that Betrayer Elk. That's Spiteful Minions, though. When it dies, it's just going to kill it. That's so strong. Alright, so in this case, we're gonna... Oh, see, we have that Druid's Chant again that failed to create. So I'm gonna, at next turn, or next go around, I'm gonna try to play it to see if it works. And then I'm gonna rewind to play the Forge Seal that I actually want to play. So the Lycian Rain's the best card here to upgrade for later in the game. So I'm just gonna play it to upgrade it. And then let's see if this works first, but I'm gonna rewind. Oh, it does. That's interesting. So I guess this deck just has 2 Druid's Chants. One that fails to create and one actual. So I'll definitely report that as a bug real quick. Has 2 copies of Druid's Chant that is showing up. One of them shows failed to create. Both should be working. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it looks like Ankh says that they think that a card didn't get created, so replaced with the Druid's Chant, not the other way around. Huh. I wonder what card it is. I guess we'll have to see what we don't see. So I'm going to play the Forge Seal, which is going to gain me some life. I'm going to activate, play a Brute. I'm willing to not block for 7 because I have 6 armor anyway. So these will trade. I'm going to take one, and this will live. One of my minions died, so I get to give this -2, -2. Yeah, it might be my Mystical Mantis, because that's a creature that we haven't seen yet. So we're going to play Sated Bartok first, because it's actually going to get the buff. And then let's see my discard pile to see if there's anything worth upgrading with the Necromancer. I think we might as well. We'll just drop it here, and it'll get +2/+2. We'll go for the Cersei's Call. That's cool. Steadfast Ravager. So we got a Soul Harvester again, so that's going to drop here. Oh, we do have a Mystical Mantis. So now I'm curious what we're actually missing. So I think I'm going to play the Mystical Mantis. So I'll just do that first, just so it's not glowing. So I'm going to play the Mystical Mantis. I'm going to replace the zombie here. We're going to do the Necromancer, so we can give something -3, -3. We'll kill Arboris. Then we're going to activate Play Brute. We get to give something else -3, -3, which will be... We'll do the Elk. Going to Wada, nice. I'm going to go make a Brute over the Mantis. Give something else -3, -3. And we're going to Lycian Rain. Part of me wants to just replace this twice. I know it's 6 less damage, but I'm going to be able to kill here. Make sure this dies without killing my Bartok. That's what we'll do, why not? So it's technically less damage that I'm pushing, but it's still just... That 6/1 would become a 6/4. Probably going to be dying soon. I think we're at a point where my board's just going to be very crowded. So we're going to Pax Blessing just to pump something up, just to not have to replace anything yet. I guess we might as well just kill that Aether Root. We still haven't been able to Forge Seal or Mantis out of level 3 Krogius yet. Alright, let's see what our upgrades are here. So we've got Good Boy. I love it. One of my beasts comes into play. When this deals damage to the enemy player, it gains 5 health. That's just I like the name there. Large minions. When one of your minions comes into play, it gets +2/+2. It's like, this is handing me minion upgrades this game. Robotic zombies. My zombies have robot. My robots have zombie. We've got to go for large minions here and see how stupid this deck could become for this campaign. No free Krogius first world problems much. Yes, for sure. So actually, last campaign, we were talking about Guardian ZZYX, so likely I'm going to try this time, because it's got a lot of crazy abilities. We tried Mothral before, and Rooted War Tusk, which is a little more boring. I think this is unique. Guardian ZZYX. So at the start of the second turn of each deck cycle, ZZYX gets 50 armor for the for the turn. At the start of the third turn of each deck cycle, ZZYX's creatures get +2/+2, or +2 attack, I mean. So let's see how that 50 armor fares out. I think it's gonna at least stall the game. All right, so we're getting Mantis Forge Seal this first turn, and we're getting a lot of brutes. So this is going to be a crazy, crazy game. So we're making a Mystical Mantis for a Wisp. It's getting +2/+2 because of this large minions upgrade. I'm going to make a brute that's going to get +2/+2. And then we're going to Forge Seal. I'm going to replace these Mantis with a brute just to kill this Portatron, get another 8/8, and get 2 more armor. So next turn, it's going to get 50 armor. So basically, I'm not dealing any damage to ZZYX this turn. So we're just basically going to try to build the board the best we can. I think we're going to Spite Mate it into a Druid's Chant first. We're going to want to replace some stuff, so probably Cersei's Call second just to make a zombie and replace. So we're going to go Spite Mate in here. We'll take the 5. Go Druid's Chant to give that +3/+3. Gain 3 life. We're going to go... Actually, I'll kill both. So I did 2 replacements, which gave both of those -3/-3. Now, granted, I'm not going to be able to deal any damage to ZZYX because of the 50 armor, but it's still just a better board state here. So I think I'm going to start with the Lycian Rain, and then I'll go Shardplate Delver. Especially because that's going to kill this Battle Droid. I was not expecting this to be such a low health game. Oof. This is definitely going to be... Oh, now we got a Soul Harvester to play. I guess we'll go over the zombie. So we'll replace, kill, and take the 5. We'll just double replace, even though it doesn't really help here. Might as well just Cersei's Call. Push as much as we can. This was a really aggressive game. These upgrades are getting stupid. Just because we can. Alright, so we got Aggressor, Overkill, Quick, and each combat encounter. Which is interesting, because I don't think I dealt damage off of the armor, but I guess it just looks at damage dealt, not necessarily health lost. Right, so I think we got 2 more left in this campaign run. So at the start of the first turn, create and play a level 2 Quest 2, or at the end of the turn, there's a 50% chance you'll replace all your Wisp minions with Oakfather minions. We're going to do this, because I really want this to be a crazy minion deck. So our options here, so we've already played against Underground River. We've got Snow Steppe, where Chill wins, all creatures have Defender the turn they come into play, or Blight Witch. Whenever anyone plays a spell, they get a mindless zombie minion in an empty lane. But that's an enemy modifier, but it says anybody. So I think the Blight Witch actually will modify me as well. But Blight Witch is cool. I just want to play against it so we can see it. Alright, so we're going to start with Elysian Rain. Because... oh, I guess I do get the zombies too. Yeah, I do. Okay, that's crazy. I feel like I just picked the cheat code one then, I guess. We're going to Forge Seal out a zombie. And then play another zombie. Yeah, this is wild. Yeah, this feels unfair, but I guess that's the nature of the campaign. I guess we'll Elysian Rain first, so then we could kill a bunch of stuff with the Cersei's Call. So we got the Combat Reveler here. Alright. So now I think Cersei's Call. Actually, no, we Mystical Mantis first, and then we Cersei's Call second. So we'll replace here. Might as well just replace here, because we're going to Cersei's Call anyway. We want to kill the Devouring Demon. Play the Brute over the Mantis. Then we Cersei's Call. Four entered. Yeah, we're gonna kill lots of stuff here. This is the downside of having so many triggers. Alright. We might be able to actually push a win in the first cycle. I don't know if I've really done that on here before. I guess we'll start with the Shard Plate Delver. We'll do that second, actually. So we could replace. No matter what, I'm going to have to replace stuff anyway, so we'll start with the Shard Plate Delver. So we'll replace with the Spite Maiden. We'll give this -3. I'll take the 5. We'll Druid's Chant here. I don't have an empty lane, so I can't play a zombie. Yeah, alright, so we should have one last battle, which is Reclusa. So we could either, when I replace a creature, give a creature +3/+3. That's likely what we're going to do here. Or at the end of the deck cycle, give one of my creatures +1/+1 for each spell in my banish pile. Might as well go as crazy as we possibly can. And now we're playing against Reclusa. So we've got destroy an enemy minion. If you do, play a spider egg. Alright, so I'm off Forge here. I think I just want to Dreadbolt and then Spite Maiden into Druid's Chant. I want the Spite Maiden to live, I think. So I'm willing to take 7, so I'm going to gain 3. So I guess we'll probably go Lycian Rain into Forge Seal. We'll go Betrayer Lycian Rain. We'll do this one here. Actually, yeah, there's a chance this is going to turn into an Oakfather. And we're going to get 4 armor, so this is okay. I'm good with that there. So now we're going to gain 3. I'm going to make a Brute. So we get +2. And I get 2 more armor. Alright, Grave Pact is reasonable. I can now give something -2/-2, so I'll save the Butcher. And I'll save the Spite Maiden. I'll take the damage here. So we're going to Relentless Wanderers, and then we're going to Mystical Mantis, and we're going to get a bunch of replacements. So we'll go Wanderers here. We're going to play the Wisp here. Then we're going to play the Mystical Mantis to do a replacement into a Wisp, which will then do another replacement. So this is going to get crazy. So we're going to replace. We're going to make a Wisp. We're going to give an enemy creature -3. Which will be... Which one do I care about the most? So this is going to die. This is actually going to die because of the opposites. Those will trade. Those will trade. I think I want the Gloom Reaper Hag to get -3/-3. I could give a creature +3/+3, which is going to be this. And I'll play my Zombie Brute. Give something else -3/-3. I'm okay with this one taking 4. Kind of want to make sure this lives. We give something +3. We'll give it here. And it's going to get +2. I just take that on the armor too, which is nice. I will give this one -2/-2. Playing a Soul Harvester because we're at the end of the cycle. We'll drop it here. Alright, so we can drop out a level 3 Krogius, which I guess we might as well do. We're on Forge, so we'll play the Wisp. Give a +2/+2. We're then going to Forge Seal. So again, my upgrade here is my level 3 makes a level 3 Krogius. So I'll drop the Krogius here. If I have to, I guess I'll give it +3/+3. And we'll give this -3/3. We'll let it play a card. Do the brute first, make a replacement. We'll kill that creature there. We're gonna give Krogius another +3/+3. That's gonna get +2/+2 from the large minions. We got Soul Harvester getting +2/+2. So now I could either Dreadbolt or do my fail to load Druid's Chant. I'm gonna Druid's Chant here, just make this stupid big. So it got +5/+5. There's a Grave Pact on my minion. I guess we'll give... This is going to die anyway, so we'll give this -2/-2, and my Soul Harvester is going to get +4/+4. And that actually should do it. We got a cycle 2 turn 1 Krogius at 41 attack. So this is, I guess, a campaign with a very highly upgraded deck. Which again, it was silly that I was able to get that Krogius upgrade, which I only saw once during this campaign, with a deck that had Forge Seal and Mantis. So yeah, we dealt there was a total of 109 damage dealt in this game. Got Quick and Aggressor here too, which is nice. So we finished 11 encounters. I actually don't think I got enough XP to get my deck up to another level, because right now it's at deck level 11. So thank you all for tuning in. This was a Fire Fist Yoranti like happy Merry Christmas run through the campaign, and then because I had a little bit of extra time, I decided to also run through with a highly upgraded minion deck with Forge Seal Mantis, just to kind of show the difference between the two. So obviously there were a few bugs, including the Druid's Chant that failed to load, as well as the upgrade in the first game, which was, I think, Yule Tea or something like that. Something Tea. I already forgot the name of it after saying it a million times. Hold on, let me scroll back to see if it's in any of the chat stuff. Focus Tea, there we go. Focus Tea was supposed to upgrade cards in my hand, but it seemed to make me upgrade cards on the board. So there's obviously still some things that they're working through to change, but obviously this is still an alpha. So for people who are watching, this is kind of the idea of what the campaign is going to be looking like. Obviously, it's really cool that your decks keep permanent upgrades on them. And I think as there will be more campaign trees, and obviously you could increase like the difficulty just by giving additional attack and defense to creatures through kind of the campaign. So there's a little difficulty slider here, which is not, I think, going to be in the final release, but normal difficulty is just normal stats on creatures. So I have in the past, actually, with my Forge Seal Mantis Worlds deck, played and won a few games on max difficulty where everything gets, I think, +10/+10, which is kind of crazy. So I'll do that at some point on stream. But yeah, so I think that the client, which I think right now will be coming out in about 2 months or so, is going to be really awesome. And it's really cool just to be able to like play some games when no one else is around. So as I mentioned before, I'm kind of getting over COVID right now, which is why I'm able to play games instead of being part of any Christmas celebration. And over the last couple days being quarantined, I've just been able to jam a lot of games on the client, which is really awesome. And I think it's really going to help the game. And the one thing to show for anyone who hasn't seen, obviously you could just like deal with your entire collection inside of the client as well. So any fused decks that you've made online, they're all directly into the client. And if your faction decks are here to search through that are actually in your account, you can fuse decks as well, even though the interface is a little bit more difficult to fuse on the client itself. I actually think because of how many decks I have, I might have just frozen out the client here. Yes, I did. There we go. So yeah, for a second it actually froze because of how many faction decks I have in my account. But yeah, so you can actually go through, look at all of your decks. So if I wanted to know what was in Depth Psychic Wanderers, I could click in it, and again, because I have so many decks, this might be a little slow right now. Oops, there we go. So I can see the Forgeborn and all the creatures in it. So it's like kind of like your deck building online, but you could do it through the client. I still prefer using just the website because it's a little bit easier to filter through decks at a much quicker rate. But you can obviously, there are filters through deck names, tags, Forgeborn, and such. So yeah, I'm really excited to see the beta coming out in a few months. And they've been working very diligently to continuously upgrade the alpha. So thank you, everybody who's tuned in. I've had a ton of fun demoing the client today and doing a little bit of a campaign. I wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. I will probably be making some videos or streams like either today or tomorrow, because again, I'm kind of quarantined, so I don't really get to do too much of a Christmas until out of quarantine. So, yeah, I just kind of got a lot of time on my hands, so I've been trying to play some SolForge. So, thank you all for tuning in. I hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas, and I will see you next time.